Yo, 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 yo. We did it again. 4 for 4. Doubled our money. In 2 days, we went from $40 to 150. That's how we're rolling here. I'm surprised, but did it again. Up to 7-1 overall for our World Cup qualifying picks for September. Took a few days off. Didn't Just was busy and didn't like the slate the last 2 days, but we will give some more bets again today. Just a few to see if we can keep the streak alive here on 2026 this morning. All right, yeah. So a few of those bets didn't realize they went into the sixth. Just the way the gambling site had them listed, but hey, kind of made it more fun. So how did we do? Like I said, 4 for 4. Here's our bets. Uh, and like I said, we won them all. So Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, South Africa both needed to win. That was probably our easiest bet. They both won. No problems there. Iceland, Azerbaijan, and Iceland to beat Azerbaijan, Serbia to beat Latvia, won that. I was worried about Azerbaijan. Not sure why. I think Iceland has just had a downturn in results lately, but they won 5-0. Tough one was actually Serbia at Latvia. Scored an early goal and just kept that going to win 1-0. So a little tight there. And that was actually a game that went into the next day. So on Saturday kept us interested. And the same for Senegal, Ivory Coast, Morocco, and Nigeria. The first three won easily on Friday, and then Nigeria had to play Rwanda at home, and was able to pull it off 1-0. That was a team that desperately needed to win to keep their hope alive at home. Better players still barely scraped a 1-0 victory. Kept me sweating. Scored in the second half to win that bet. Then our last one was our highest odds. That was, again, a pretty easy one. So Curacao to win or draw, Honduras to win or draw, Bermuda, Jamaica, both teams not to score. So both those first games were 0-0, no goals. So could have went under as well. Bermuda did not score. Not a surprise there. Jamaica won 4-0. So that, despite the high odds, easy bet. Easy bet. So we're doing good. 4 for 4. So we risked $40 and ended up increasing by 49 up to 49.50. But we ended up increasing almost $50. So again, more than doubled our money. And looking at the totals so far, starting with $40, we've made 110. Current bank 150. So more than tripled our money in two betting windows. I guess like technically over 3 days, but for me, we'll call it 2 days with a 7-1 record. Bam, we doing it. I mean, with these 1-0 victories, some of it is luck, but also understanding when teams need to win and when they don't. So let's see what we have today, Monday, September 8th. Not feeling the slate as much as other days, so we only have 3 bets, and none of them are super outrageous, but let's take a look. So we got Sweden to win at Kosovo. Desperately, they drew last game, so they really, really need a win. They have a strong team. I think they should be able to win in Kosovo. And Italy to win. It's gonna say at Israel, but actually the game will take place in Hungary because of war in Israel. Shocker. And putting those together gets plus odds. So Sweden and Italy to win. I think Italy should have an easy one. They need to win. They need goal differential. So that's our first one there. It does get us plus odds. Next, Ghana, Mali. So this is a huge one for Ghana, huge one for Mali. It's going to be in Ghana. So I went with the draw here. That would allow Ghana to stay top of the group. A loss would still keep them top of the group and make them very susceptible to Mali and Benin below them. So the draw, just one game, one bet, plus 195. Don't feel great about it, but draw, I believe, is the most likely result there. And last, going for a couple, not an easy one, but CONCACAF. So as expected, as I said, these would be some cagey affairs. First game out of 4 games for this phase. Not much scoring. Even Panama, I think, had a 0-0 draw. So lots of, not many goals. But here I've got El Salvador to win or draw against Suriname. They played Suriname, I believe, in the earlier group. Needed that win, or needed a win or a draw, needed a result, and barely squeaked it out. But I feel good about El Salvador now, just knowing they are familiar with the system. They've done this before. They're at home for a win and draw there, and then Panama win against Haiti. So drawing their first game, they will really want to get this at home, get on the board with 4 points, take the lead in that group, and look for qualification in the next window. Yeah, so those are our bets for today. Just three, no crazy odds. Like I said, I don't feel as good as I felt about some of those African parlays, but maybe we can get some of those again tomorrow. So 7-1 yesterday, or sorry, last set, 4 for 4. Can we get 3 more dubs? Let's do it. Peace.